Okay. The session is on recording, and I want to welcome everyone to tonight's session where we are going to be creating a project plan using a tool called Project Libre. So let's get started. It's going to be hands-on. Like I say, if you want to follow me as I'm creating it, download the resource from the WhatsApp group, and that's it. So, and after then you can ask questions. So let's get started. I'll start sharing my screen. And I will share my entire screen. Okay. 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 This is the document I'm talking about here. So this is what I'll be using. We discussed about this yesterday. So I will not take time to start explaining everything, because if you join yesterday, you will understand. This is just a follow-up, practical aspect of what we discussed yesterday. We have 10,000 budget, but we're going to use 7,000. We have 3,000 on the contingency. We have 3 months to implement, 3 month duration, but we're going to use 2 months. 1 month become contingency, and we're going to pay this amount across board. And yeah, okay, and yeah, so this is the work breakdown structure. It's for me that planned it this way to make it easier for me. The work breakdown structure is just the stage and the tax. That's it. But if you want it to be easier for you, you must have done preliminary work, trying to understand the dates every task or activity is starting and when it's finishing, and who is going to be doing what, and the predecessor as well. All right. Okay. This is Project Libre. If you have downloaded it and you want to open it, you are going to see this. You just close this, and it will prompt you to create a project or open an existing project. So if you're working on an existing project, all you need to do is click from here and you browse it from wherever you saved it. But if it's a fresh project, you click new, create project, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to create a new project, and I'll click this. Okay, and we put the project name, say um
Onify.
RM, let's say D365 CRM implementation. And the manager is that, and the date of um starting, you can say today, and we can add a note. Here can say draft project plan. Yeah, and that's enough. Click OK, and you can see the environment is set for us to start, and that's it. So here we can enlarge it here. So, and so you can see the environment is set for us to start. So the first thing you need to do is to create the name of all the paths where we want to work on. Please put yourself on mute. Augustella, please respect yourself. And yeah, we're going to be getting all the tasks from here. So to that effect, I'm going to copy everything here. Going to copy all of them. And I'll move back to the where this is where I'm going to. If you want, you can be creating the one after the other. It's up to you, but I like bringing them in bulk. So yeah, want to not as much as I can to um, And yeah, so you see here I've copied everything and pasted it here. And when you create a task here, automatically the system will assign 1 day. The duration will be automatically. It's left for you to customize if you want it. Like if you want this stakeholder identification to be 2 days, you put 2 days. If you want it to be 1 day, how much you think is going to take to do that, you put it. So that's why it's important that when you are creating a project plan, you must have consulted the team members you are working with. So you understand everybody's capacity and you have to harmonize it with the amount of time you have. Like if you tell a team member, I want you to create a project charter, and the person is saying, I will do it in 5 days. You tell the person, oh, 5 days is too much. I think should be, because looking at the timeline you only have 2. So both of you will harmonize. It's okay. I'll do it in 3 days. So it's going to be a harmony so that the team will be carried along as well. But if you are an autocratic person, you can just tell them how many days you want everybody to do their work. That is autocracy. Yeah. Okay. You see here we have start date and end date. We're going to customize them. What we need to do is we have each stage here. We need to indent all of them, all these activities. What I mean by indentation is that we need to have stages, just like what we had before. You see here, all of them they are not, you can't see which one they are on the same level, but they shouldn't be. What I need to do is I come over this called tags. If I click on tags, then I can work on this. And now we bring another interface where I should be able to indent and outdent. So I'll copy all the activities. I'll highlight all the activity under initiate and I will indent it. So for me to do that, I'll control my system and I'll select all the activities here and I'll move to here. You see indentation, call it indentation or indent. Just click and you can see that they are no longer on the same level. So you come to planning stage. I captured only system design. System design, if you break system design down, it can be creating user stories and acceptance criteria or technical requirements, creating a use case diagram, creating test cases, creating mock-up, so all of them is called system design or solution planning. So I just wanted to use one word to capture it to make this work easier for us. And I'll come over here and I will click indent. And you see it has made this to become a category and other subcategory. And I'll come to under execute and I will select all the activities and I will indent as well. And I'll come over to closure stage and indent as well. See, as I'm selecting it, I do control. You click control on your system. You should be able to select as many as you want. That's what I'm doing. and I will indent as well. And that is number one. See, the work is now taking shape. Yeah, and you can see this area is what we call Gantt charts. Gantt charts, you start seeing it's a diagram, kind of graph showing how this work will be completed in sequence. Yeah, just for visibility, it gives you visibility. All right, now we've captured all the activities here. The next thing is to assign dates. So now you can see that this initiate stage is now a stage. You cannot add a date here. So everything is under initiate, and see. So that's the way it works. And we're trying to find out how long it takes to do all these activities. Let's look at our notes here. You see here, and the first activity here, that is this activity, and is identify stakeholder. We can see is 3 days, and kickoff 2 days, and requirement gathering 14 days. Okay, so let's go there and update it there. 3 to 14, 7. All right. Come over here. Going to be 3, 2, 14, 7. All right. Yep. That's it. You can see here now is changing. You can see taking shape. And then we come down to planning. How many days is it going to take the business analyst to do the design? And we'll see here, and it's going to take another 14 days. Okay. So come over here, design, give it 14 days. 14 days. Then come over to execute stage, and this is customization and development. And how many days to look at here is 22 days, and testing is 15 days. So yeah, 22 and 22 days, and testing is 15 days, and training and deployment. Training and deployment, that is 6-4. Yeah, it 6-4, and then come to closure stage. What are the closure deliverables here? Closure, we have 21, 3, 2. Into 1, 3, 2. Yeah, so we've added all the dates here. So, and That's it. And are we missing anything? Do we think is there any important activity we are missing? Anyone? Are we following? Are we, are we confused about what's going on?
Sir, it's kind of tiny.
Okay. Sorry about that. Is there anybody who can see it at all?
Yes, I can see it.
If you can increase the font.
It's very tiny.
No.
I can't see.
Oh, all right. We can't increase the size of this, you know. Um, okay, let me look at actually. Uh,
Excuse me, sir. Maybe you should increase the font size.
but it's not about the font. Is this the screen? Yeah, what happened here is that I changed my screen resolution because if you try to share this thing on the screen resolution, I changed it from 150 to 100 so that it will start shaking. If you put it to 150, it will start shaking. So that's, yeah. All right, well, let me see. If it's if we're working on web browser like this, it will be easy to say, but this is for instance, if this, you can just come here and increase this. Yeah, well, we can't do that in the software with that. The other one is just a web, sorry, a desk app. It's not easy to, it's not flexible like this particular web application. So we'll have to manage it. Yeah. So the next thing we're going to do is to assign predecessors. Like here you see, this is what we call predecessors. This is the first activity here, and it has no predecessor. And this is the second activity here. So it has only one predecessor. And the predecessor of this number 2 is number 1. And predecessor of number 3 is number 2. And predecessor of number 4 is number 3. So do you understand predecessor, how the predecessor work?
No, no, sir.
No, sir.
I just explained it now. This is an activity. Do we know what activity means?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What is the first activity here?
Stakeholder identification.
Okay. What is the predecessor? Do we know what predecessor means? It's an English language, predecessor.
Yes, Mr. Charles.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So
What is the predecessor of this particular first activity?
Stakeholder
no
identification has no,
predecessor
it has no
for that
predecessor.
activity.
The project kickoff meeting.
The
No, it
predecessor.
it has no predecessor.
Look, there's what we call predecessor and successor. Let us not confuse predecessor and that's why we understand the
It doesn't have
English language,
it
predecessor
doesn't have
and
predecessor.
successor.
It doesn't have predecessor.
Somebody that will take
It
over.
doesn't have now. It's 0.
Take over.
Yes, sir. Can you
Okay.
explain?
Okay. Then the successor of this stakeholder identification is project
kickoff meeting.
meeting. But we are not talking about successors. We are interested in predecessors. We want to capture predecessor of every activity. And that is what we call dependency. If you remember when we treated RAID, we talk about dependency. These are areas where risk can come from. What it means is that if this activity that is supposed to be 3 days, everybody is now waiting.
Okay.
Whoever is doing this kickoff meeting is waiting that this will happen in 3 days. Immediately after 3 days, he will start his own work. But if peradventure this stakeholder identification will have a delay and it lasts for 4 days or 5 days, can we say that it's affecting this particular person? Are you getting it? It's affecting this particular activity that is supposed to start on this date. And that is a risk of timeline. It's now pushing us away from our planned timeline. And as we're having delays, money is burning because once we contract these people to start work, they start work. Even if you are not ready to anything to happen that day, they've come to work. If there is nothing for them to do, they will stay and they will go. And the money will be ready. You keep any day they come to work, you pay them. But if this guy is already, let's say, is another person that is going to do the kickoff meeting after the stakeholder identification. On this day, the person will come to work to do. And if you come to work and you find out that the person doing, because you're not the one person working on this project, and this person needs to make sure that the stakeholders are well identified before a kickoff. So this is a sequence. So this is depending on this, and this is depending on this. So this cannot start until this finish. That is why we're trying to find the predecessors. Are we clear now?
Yes.
Okay, at least one person said yes. So if you are confused, you can ask her. All right, let's move. Okay, now we'll come to this. You say the predecessor of this is 0, and the predecessor of this is 1, and the predecessor okay.
Good evening, sir. Please, I have a question.
What?
I have a question, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, so looking at the project Libra, the initiate, I know we did not include the days. We only included the date on the indented part and tax, but the dates are not adding up. It seems it only picked the longest time for each task. I don't know. I can't see
The
the
date.
screen. Yes, I can't see the screen again. But then so there's
Let me
for each of the
hold on.
stages, the duration for each of the stages, yes. Like initiate, I can see 14 days, but then we should have days 5, 19, 26, almost 29 days.
I think when he finishes with the predecessors, it will balance up. I'm just assuming.
Okay.
I think that's the importance of that predecessors.
Okay. Let's see then.
You see the system automatically add the date for you. For instance, you say 3 days, let's say 2 days. The system will automatically add the date for you. You don't need to start putting dates. Are you getting my point?
Yes,
So
sir.
if you say 3
But
days.
then my question is the dates are not adding, is not adding up at the initiate stage, the planning stage is the date for each of the taxes under, they are not adding up.
Okay, I get what you mean.
Yes.
It's not reflecting the number of days here. You mean like this is only 14 days?
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah. When we finish adding, so when we finish linking up, because automatically is the system that is adding it up. So,
Okay, then. Thank you.
let's see.
But something you need to note that if you have concurrent activities that are running at the same time, you can only pick the one with the longest duration to add. Because the other one is embedded in within the same period. That's one of the things you need to understand.
Yeah. The issue here is that we don't have predecessors. We are not linking it up yet. Are you getting it? Once you are linking it up, it means you start stretching. Because, okay. The predecessor here, identify stakeholder, it doesn't have a predecessor. So then the kickoff, project kickoff meeting, the predecessor is 2. That is this. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir.
That is where
Yes,
we're
sir.
going to be picking predecessor, because we are not going to use 1 here, because 1 is a stage. It's not a task. It's just a stage. So meaning that we are going to start counting from 2. The tasks start from 2. So 2 is the first task. The second task is 3. So the predecessor of this third task is second task. So if we come here, we're going to put 2. And then this one is going to be 3. And now you see this is linking up to this. And this one is going to be 3. And this is going to be can you see this thing is rising?
Yes, it's
So,
changing the number of days or the
yes.
duration.
Yes, sir.
For the sleep.
So
Yeah.
then we put this 4 and we put this 5. And that's it. You can see if you add all of them here, it's going to be 29 days.
Correct.
That is 29 days to capture, to finish initiate stage. So that is it. We'll come to planning stage. Then you can see the sequence here. All of them here. Why is it turning into red? Can anybody tell me? Okay. The reason you see
Because
all
it does
this
the critical parts.
good. You deserve a HA, are you the one who answered this question?
Yes.
Okay, that is the critical areas, because we have dependencies. We can't afford to have delay in any of these areas. So for instance, if this one is 14 days, we can't afford to delay. 14 days is 14 days. If you delay for 1 day, it's going to affect a lot of things. So that is where you start seeing project managers as like they are wicked. They are pushing. They don't want you to delay. 2 days before you submit, they will start monitoring you, pushing you. What have you done? Because they don't want you to. Once you delay, it's going to hit on their timeline. It's going to hit on the budget. It's going to hit on a lot of things. So that is critical parts area. Okay, you see all these areas, they are not critical parts. All these activities, all of them can start concurrently because they are not linked together. That is what it means. They can start concurrently. But once we link them together, then become, you see, they will start, the critical part will continue. And sorry. Now we want to capture the predecessor of system design. What is the predecessor of this system design? What are we giving?
Shall we cease?
Okay. Why? Why not 7?
7 is the planning stage.
Good.
So
Yeah, it's a stage. It's not a tax. That is it. Okay, we put 6. And then we come to this customization. So now under execution, there is one activity we missed, and that is software licensing. We can't start customize. We need to first get a license for Dynamics 365.
I go to the receiver again. About your height, there be hand no lot of sense.
Please put yourself on mute. More nature bankata. So we add a new. So for instance, okay, if we like this, we've missed one activity and we want to insert it, just like a cell document, we can insert another cell or another row, and that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to insert a new row here, or I can delete, I can copy, I can whatever. So yeah, I will insert. So and that is it here. I will insert procure. Software license. So I will just leave it for one day. Yeah. So now the predecessor of that, this number 10 is going to be number 8. Number 8. And the predecessor of number 11 is going to be 10. And predecessor of 13 is going to be 11. And training is going to be 12. And deployment or CRM, deployment is going to be 13. 13 and we're now in closure stage. So the predecessor of client acceptance is going to be
Deployment.
14, and then the predecessor of this is going to be 16. 16 and 17. And that's it. So you see that is the critical parts. You see all of them, how they move. So yeah. But if we think any of these can go concurrently, for instance, if we think testing and training can go concurrently, we can skip them if we can work on both of them at the same time, meaning they are not depending on each other. It's still allowed. So that is it. We've captured. Yes, I'm listening.
Okay. At the system design, we had 6 as a predecessor. And then at the procure software license, we have 8. That means we skipped 7 because of execute. Then why do we come to where we have CRM deployment? We have 13. Then we have closure, which is supposed to take the place of 14, which is supposed to be silent. Why do we have 13? And now when we have a client acceptance and sign off, we have 14. I want to know the difference. This one is 6, and we missed 7 and have 8. This one is 13. This one is 13, and we had 14. We did not mix any number.
This one is, which one is 14?
I want you to come to the predecessor's column. Let's go to the system design. System design. The predecessor is 6.
Mm-hmm.
By your right, not that place, by the other side, by your right. Predecessor is 6. Then we have no, not that one you're pointing, sir. Come to your right side.
I know, I know what you are talking. This is system design.
Yes, and predecessor
and
here
the predecessor is 6.
Then we have execute, which is supposed to be 7, but it's silent, so we did not have it. Then we have
execute.
Execute
is 7.
Yeah, but it's not written here. Then
How
we have
is it 7? Execute is not 7. Execute is 9.
No, I want you to look at the other side. Look at the other, the predecessor side, not that side you're pointing at. Come to the, yes, that side.
Execute here
is 8. The system design is 8. Is 6, and execute supposed to be 7. It's not there. Is silent. Then we have 8 as procure software license. Then let's come down where we have CRM development at 13. So this closure supposed to be 14. The same way we have 7 here, we did not write it. Supposed to be 14. While we have the client acceptance and sign off taking 15, but we have here 13 and 14 instead of 13 and 15, because up here we have 6 and 8. Can you tell me the difference? Why we have 6 and 8 here, and we have 13 and 14 here? There's no number in between.
Which you have. Okay, let's start from here and see where this confusion is coming. The predecessor of this particular system design is project charter, and project charter is 6, and that's why we capture 6 here. Are you clear with this one?
Yes, sir, very clear, sir.
Okay, we move to procurement, procure software license. What is the task before procure license? What is the task? Tell me the task.
System design.
And what is it? What is the number?
6.
Is 8. This is
okay, it's 8.
Design.
Yeah, it's 8.
And that is 8 here. And then we'll come to customization. Customization is 11. That is customization. What is the predecessor?
10.
That is 10 here. We've come to testing and quality assurance, and is 12. What is the predecessor?
11.
11 is here. Then we've come to training, user training, which is 13. What is the predecessor?
12.
Is it not 12?
It's 12.
It's 12 here. Then we'll come to CRM deployment. Yeah? What is the predecessor?
13.
13 is here. Then we move down to the next task here. We jump, this is 14, 15, 16, because 15 is closure. So it's a stage, we are not counting it as a task. We move down to 16, which is the next activity after CRM deployment. And this, what is it here?
Okay, 16.
What is the predecessor?
Okay, 14, CRM deployment.
It's not 14 here.
Okay.
Are you still confused? I'm asking you. You don't need to keep quiet. We are conversing. If you are still confused, you say, or if you are not, you say yes.
No, I understand that. I've gotten the point, sir.
Okay, good. Okay, is there any other person still confused? There is no need of keeping silent if you are not, if you are confused, because you are cheating yourself. Okay, let's move. Now we've assigned predecessors, and it has helped us to understand the critical path areas, which you have here, mean that we need to be very careful with every of the stage, because if we miss even 1 hour, it's going to impact negatively on the next stage. So that's it. So what we're going to do is to assign resources. But before we assign resources, we need to create a resource table. Yeah, we can't just come here and start writing project manager. If I write it, it's not going to work. So,
Okay, sir. Can I ask a question, please?
yes.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sorry, I am a bit confused on the stages. These stages that we have: initiate, planning, execute, and closure. Did it come together with this table, or it was created? How did we formulate this?
When did you join this?
And
when did you join this program?
you mean time for today?
When did you join this boot camp?
The first day, sir.
Okay. Have you been following all the things we'll be doing? Did you know about did you follow us? Did you create work breakdown structure as people to create?
Yes, sir.
So why are you asking this kind of question?
No, I was just asking on this particular table if the file came together with the document we uploaded, or it was splitted and added, something like that.
This is the document here. Are you getting it? Or you can rephrase your question. Let me just understand what you're asking. This is exactly what we have there. And if it's here, because I do not understand, let me not, you are talking about stages.
Okay, I think it's okay. It's no problem.
No.
I think where the main thing was, where the main misunderstanding I had was I joined late today, like 20 minutes to 30 minutes late. So I didn't know how that Excel was converted into this project Libre. So the arrangement was a bit confusing for me.
Okay, please, if you join late, don't come and start asking questions. That is, if you join late, you have to go wait till you see the video, not dragging us back. You know?
Okay, sir, no problem.
Because it means I have to go start creating or start explaining. We only have 1 hour to do this. At once, 1 hour, 30 minutes. Okay, we are going to create resource table. So we can start assigning resources to this. And what we need to do is, this is the resource tab. We click on resource tab. We go to resource sheet. And you see this is a resource sheet. We create a table here. That's what we're going to do. And we say resources. When we talk about resources, we'll talk about human resources. And we'll talk about material resources. They are all resources. So all the people that are going to work on this project, we are paying them their resources. All the materials we are going to use, we are going to procure them their resources. So let's go to our table here. And if you go to the table, come down here. If you downloaded, if you're working with me, you see resource table here. You click on the resource table I created. So this is a resource table. So these are the resources we have here. We have project manager, we have business analyst, we have developer, we have software licensing. And they are the resources we have here. And yeah, copy them. If you like, you can go and type it one after the other, but for me, I'm copying them. And I've come here, resource name. That's where I'm going to post them. And so this is the resources we got here now. And yeah. Now we've captured the resources. You see, this is RBS is resource breakdown structure. So we'll see it when we finish working. We'll see a resource breakdown structure here now. So that's it. You see, this is a resource breakdown structure, RBS. Okay. Now we have two types of resources. We have human resources and we have material resources. Now we're working on human resources. Here is called work. And you can select between work and material. You see material. So human resources is work. They all work. And the only material resources, which is anything outside the human resources, it can be bags of cement, depending on the kind of project you are working. It can be gravel. It can be anything. But in our own case, we are not working on a construction site. We are working on software. So it's licensing, software license. So we change it to material resources. And then please put yourself on mute. And then here, if you want to capture this project manager, their email, this thing, you can add them so that you can easily contact them from their email. But they are not important to me here now. So here is unit, maximum unit. This is where you determine whether all these human resources, whether they are working full-time or part-time. For instance, if any of them is working part-time, you can change this to 50, means that is their capacity. And this is 50%, not 100%. So some of them might be coming to work 9 o'clock and just close by 12. You capture this, their capacity here is 50%, not 100%. But some people will come to work and work the normal shift is 100%. So this is what you use. So if you have like here we are in UK where students are allowed to work only part-time, we can use this to capture their availability or the capacity of their involvement in the project. Well, here I captured everybody as yeah. So, and here is the rate, standard rate. How much are you going to pay them? So, how much are we paying? And we can we say we're paying them a flat rate of 4.63. And this is a fixed rate of 1,000. And this is overtime. For instance, if they are working overtime, or like we decide that they are going to be coming on weekend, that is overtime, or after the closure, we want them to stay back for another 2 hours, that is an overtime. Is a special rate. Most of the time, the rate is higher than the standard rate. So because it's special sacrifice, so it's 6.95. For agree, 6.95. Yeah, so that's it, and that is what so this is the rate we're interested in here. We're not interested in any other thing. Standard rate and the overtime rate and group. You can assign it, you can give them any group. You can say yeah, can be dev group. So dev analyst, and you can say management. Say material. So that's it, and that's the main important thing we need here, so that we can start assigning resources. So this you can add if you want. You can say PM up to you, like PM at only 5.com. and say BA to modify. Come and you can say dev. Right. Modify. Dot com and yeah. All right. Yeah, we should be able to have something to assign because we've captured, we have some resource in our resource table. So before we to assign resources, we go back to Gantt chart, go back to task Gantt chart, and want to see now, we can click on network. That is critical part. We see all the critical parts here. And yeah. So every stage here, you can see duration it takes to work on every stage. That is it. We sum it up, we will see that's how many duration we have to complete this project. We go to work breakdown structure. We have work breakdown structure here. See it was broken down in the sheet. We will not assign cost, so we don't know how much they are going to cost for any. So because cost is not assigned, as we go to tax usage, that's tax usage. What we need to do is to quickly assign costs. So, assign resources, not costs. Once you assign the resources, you will equally assign the cost because the resources have their pay hour rate. You have their rates already. You want to pay everybody the same thing. But if you, on your own, you can choose to pay project managers higher or whichever way. But this is just a guide. Okay. If you want to assign resources, we can do it in two ways. We can double click and assign, or we can come over here. You see, assign resources. So let's start from double clicking on this particular one. This is projects identified stakeholders. Is a project manager activity. So I will double click and you can see it here. From here, I'll come here and assign resources. See, resources. This is it here. And I'll click and I'll see project manager. And that's it. And I will assign. And that's it. And I'll close. And I'll close. So you see the project manager is assigned to this. Alternatively, I will just come over here, highlight this, and I'll come here and I'll click on this. It's easier to do it this way. And project manager, and you assign, and you close. And requirements gathering and analysis. We'll come here, we say assign, I'll say BA, and we assign, we close. Then we come to software selection and business case. we come here. We can assign, two resources to one task. So two people can want to work on one task, and we'll see it here now. We're going to assign this and equally assign this. If we want to select both of them, we do control and we select the two and we assign it. You see over assign project manager and business analyst on that. And we'll come to project charter. We're going to assign it to project manager and we'll assign it to project manager. And when you assign and you want to remove, you can equally remove, you know. So you can, this one, I remove. I will assign it back. And that's it. And we'll come to this system design. And I'll give it to business analyst. And I'll assign it to BA. And here. And I'll come to procurement. And I'll give it to project manager. And I will assign. I'll select project manager. And I'll assign. I'll close. And customization and development. This is for developers. Yeah, but business analyst should be there as well. Yeah. Customization is developer and testing is developer and yeah. So I will assign to developer and I will close. And on testing, I will give it to both BA and developer. Assign. And then on procurement, this we equally need to add the cost of licensing because it's part of the resources. So we are capturing both human resources on this and the material resources on this as well. Because the project manager needs to be paid on the day he's going to buy the license. So he's working and he's paying for the license. So with that, we'll come back here and we are going to select software license and assign as well. And that's it. And then we come to training. On training, it's going to be project manager and business analyst who conduct the training. And assign to both of them. Yeah. Training, project manager and BA. And on the day of deployment, yeah, we can equally capture BA ball. Yeah. The BA might not be there when they are deploying. So the main thing is to test. Okay. All right. Deployment. We're just saving costs here. So and then acceptance and sign off. We'll say project manager and BA, and no. You see here?
Okay.
Yeah, can you see that is a mistake? You see, you've already highlighted here. So, and we need to remove them. And remove. So if you are making mistake, the system will automatically detect. You see the man here with hanging man is already appearing. So this is it here. And this and this and yeah, and then post implementation review. I'll give it to project manager and assign and closure report. We'll give it to project manager as well, and we'll assign and we close. And now we'll assign resources to everything. And now we come to Gantt charts. You can see that if you come to every task here, you can see who is responsible on the Gantt chart as well. See it here. And so that's it. We shall assign resources. And if we come to see, we've come to work breakdown structure. You see that every stage will have a cost for every stage now. And yeah, you can see it on every stage. There is a cost for every stage. Yeah. So we know how much we are spending on closure stage. This is how much we are spending on execute stage. That's how much we are planning, we are spending. And so when we add them up, all these costs, we see if we have overshoot our budget, or we say we're going to use 7,000. When we add all this up, if it's above 7,000, we can come back and start reducing. It's either we'll start reducing the number of days, or we'll start reducing the number of the costs we pay. That's how we continue to refine it, and we'll get what we want. So for instance, if this one is the good stage, you see it's 3,000. If we feel it's too much, all we can do is we come back to Gantt charts. You see under execute stage, we say customization and development is 22 days is too much. We can cut it down to can say 15 days. Once you do that, you should be able to save some costs. Testing and quality assurance, we can reduce it to 10 days instead of 15 days. acceptance and sign off, we can reduce it to 10 days or even 15 days. That's how we can then reduce cost. You know, but we can leave it like this for now. It's just for training purposes. Yeah. And yes.
I have a question. This work breakdown structure that you arrive at its cost. I noticed that you didn't include material, because in all those stages there might be materials involved, material costs.
Please, can anybody answer this question?
You did a software lesson procurement.
Okay. Is that clear?
No, it's let me put on my mic. It's not clear, sir, because for me, what I'm saying is that the project manager stakeholders meeting, there might be other costs involved which are not considered.
Other
like
costs?
Yes, material costs, like maybe the venue are going to meet, the cost of materials they're going to use in doing all the analysis, you know. So, or are we just going to assume that all those costs are because maybe they are not too prominent, we can just silence them? That is one question. Then the other one I wanted to ask was, I saw that you are allocating rates, $6. Is this something the project manager just do arbitrarily, or he has a cost reference where he can be taking those rates?
You already have a budget. So, for instance, now they give you $10,000 to work on, and they tell you no more, no less. So you have to work around within the budget you have. You know, so that's why they give you 10,000, and the working capital you decided to keep 3,000 as contingency for unforeseen circumstances, and then you decided to work with 7,000. Are you getting it? So it's left for you to break this money down into every item per hour, you know, to make sure that they cover the whole duration. So if it's too small, for instance, now they're giving you this amount of money and you feel it's too small for you to hire even developers, no developer will agree to do on that. Okay, that is why in so many cases, you see some American companies, they come to Upwork and they start looking for project managers. In America, the standard rates of project managers can be $30 an hour. And you see them, they come to Upwork, they'll be paying Nigerians $10 an hour, and they are still working as project managers because they are looking at where they can get cheap labor based on the budget they have. Are you getting the point?
Okay.
They can go to India and get developers. They can pay lesser instead of hiring developers in America or UK, where there is high cost. So that is it. So it's up to you to walk around and giving you that authority to plan that project within that budget. So that's why you are a project manager.
So, but so what if that project, with the money they allocate, will not produce the type of quality they want, considering the cost of material? I'm talking like maybe a road construction project, for instance, that you know the cost of asphalt, and somebody just comes that's going to give you XYZ money.
Before any project starts, do you understand that before any project starts, there is analysis. The business analyst must have done solutions evaluations to understand the solution we need for this to solve this problem, or this problem. The solution can be building. Solution can be a car. Solution can be a software. So if you say we have a poor educational system in Enugu State, we need to build a smart school. Is that not a solution?
Yeah.
It's going to involve construction building. The business analyst must have gone to evaluate how much it's going to cost to build a building. And before they come and draft a project charter, they must have done feasibility study and write business case. Business case would cover all these things. Once it's approved, that business analysis comes with everything. This is the solution. This is the estimated cost of every solution. So before they make that budget, before the budget comes out, before you start the project, they must have had an idea. So they are not just going to come and pick a budget without doing any. So if you are coming back to tell them that is not enough, please, if you are not answering the question, I will remove you.
That way the pass can't come boot. That Gary, so that Gary be that can't come boot. All this life.
So that is it. So before a budget comes out, there must have been a background check. Understand? So you cannot just tell them it's not enough. They must have done something. They must have gone market survey before the project. By the time they are giving out project charter or the project is starting the appointment, all this preliminary work must have been done to ascertain the cost of that solution. So in our own case here, this is a training. So if we are planning to implement a software of this, it can be up to even $100,000. I'm using 10,000 as a placeholder, as just an example.
Okay.
So that's what we mean here. So but if you equally feel that the budget is too poor, maybe in the case of Nigeria, where the business analyst must have done feasibility study last year, and then they are starting the work this year, and they appoint you as the project manager this year, and they find out that Tinubu took over, and there is everything changed. You use what we call exceptional circumstance to tell them that this budget doesn't align with the current market situation. You need a budget review. They can set up a budget review to come up with a fresh budget. So that is the way you solve such problem. Not that if the project, but before you do that, before you start a project, or even if you are working on a project already and all of a sudden budget change. For instance, some project can take 5 years. If the budget, you are in the middle of the project and there is inflation, like in case of Nigeria, you have the inflation in Nigeria is more than double, because when Bola Tinubu came to office, a pound to Naira is 500, but a pound to Naira now within a period of 2 years or 1 year is 2,000.
2,000, yes.
So you see the variation is too much. So you cannot, it's either you come up with exceptional circumstances. They even know they should be expecting you to come up with exceptional circumstances that things have changed, so that they will do the budget review. But if you want to do magic, they'll be watching you to see how you are going to do magic.
Do the magic.
So that is it. So you can always walk around things like that. And we'll have another person raise his hand. James.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, James.
Okay, I want to ask, because I'm following up what you are doing. So, but there's a little observation.
Okay.
When assigning the resources, especially the ones that you assign to two different people. So I come to find out that on my durations, they now divide the dates into two, including the assigned amount for each particular tax. But it's not like that on your own.
Can you come up with your question again?
Okay. I said the tax, the places we assigned to two people, like the first one now, this software selection, we assigned to project manager and business analyst. The duration on my side, they divided the dates into two. They divided the day into two. So, but it's not like that on your own.
Okay, let me look at like this.
Yes, that one has 7 days.
Uh-huh.
They will now divide the dates into two.
Into two. How in your own is divided into two? How it's
It now changed to decimal points. So I don't know why.
decimal. Well, so how many days is it in your own now?
Okay, this one for my own end is showing 1.75 days.
In like this software selection.
Selection, yes. It's like that in all the resources that they are assigned to two people.
It shouldn't be. Okay, try to change it to 7 days again. Let's see what will happen.
Once I put that 7 days and move from the cell, they will still bring it back to 1.75.
Then it might be from your setting. You can see it's not. Are you using Project Libre or are you using different?
It's Project Libre.
I'm using Project Libre.
So is it
I
happening
noticed
to
that
your
on my
other person or is it only him?
yeah. I just noticed the same from my end.
Okay.
So I
Well,
think
I've
it has
noticed.
to do with the resource. It has to do with the resource loading on my observation.
Okay, let's go back to resource table. Let's see where you I've not experienced that. Let's go to resource table. Did you follow everything here on the resource table or your own different?
I followed everything.
Maybe you can share his screen. Let us see what he's saying. Yeah, maybe you can share his own screen.
Okay.
You can look at what he's saying.
All right. I think I don't really. Okay. I will stop sharing also you can share and let's see what's wrong with you. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Share screen. Let's see what you are having there. Just keep sharing.
So this is
Okay. Just hang on. Okay. You know what you are going to do? Remove one resource. Like, let's see whether it's because you're assigning two resources. And let's see. Remove. Does it solve the problem? It doesn't solve the problem.
it came back to 3.5.
So why is it 3.5? Because initial what we did, what I assigned here is 7. Is it not?
Okay.
7 days.
So it's not changed to 3.5.
Okay. Okay. I've seen that. I've not experienced that before in my own. It must be from a setting, but I will troubleshoot and find because I've never experienced that in my own case. Or it must be from a setting. Yeah. So is it what of other areas were assigned double resources?
Yeah, it happened to look at it like this one now. 7.5.
Okay.
This one 10.5.
Okay. All right. What you are going to do is screenshot your page, screenshot this thing and send it to me. I will troubleshoot it. But I've not experienced that since I started using Project Libre. So how many of you are experienced? How many of you are following? That's why I said it's important you follow, because if I think it's so easy, see me doing it, might start getting different results. So how many people are getting this kind of situation? Okay, Ginika and Efizuna and James. All right. If everybody is getting this, I have to troubleshoot it.
No, I want to ask you a question, sir.
I said, how many of you are getting this? You raise their hand. It's a simple question. How many are solving a problem? How many of you are getting this kind of problem? You raise your hand. I called your name. You say you have it. You don't have to do that. When we finish one after the other, he's having a problem. Let's sort out his own problem, then you can raise your own issue. Okay. Eche and James, screenshots your work and send it to me. I will troubleshoot and see why it's happening. But it has never happened to me, and none of my students have ever complained of this kind of thing before. So maybe it's an update. And
I want to ask, your own, does it have a question mark on the days? I'm seeing that it's having 14 days question mark. I don't think I saw that. The one you did.
Question mark on the
days, yeah. I think something is really wrong with the.
Yeah, that's why I need to.
I think it's from the set. Yeah, because girls don't have.
Yeah.
You look all of them. It's like.
It's the way I copied it and pasted it.
Yeah, I will figure it out. But for now, I don't know because I've never had this kind of issue before.
Okay.
All right. Okay. That's not a problem. That's why I've said follow me up for those who can't. Then you can come up with your own question.
Hello, sir. Please, I wanted to find out how you added that resource, fill the resource name column at some point. I wasn't following there. I know you said something about highlighting and all that, but I didn't get it very well. Please, can you?
Highlighting?
Yeah, when you fill the resource name.
Okay. Just a moment.
Your mic is off, sir. We can't hear you, sir.
Yeah, you're talking about resources, Genika. Genika, please, I don't have time.
Yes, I said resource name.
How I put the resource name?
Yes, sir.
There's no way to. You just go to resource. Go to resource table. Do you know how to go to resource table?
No, sir.
I'm talking to you, Genika. Do you know how to go to resource table?
No, sir.
You weren't following me when I was going to resource table.
I wasn't seeing it very clearly.
Okay. Okay, Andrew, what is your own situation?
Okay. Thank you very much. My question is on the, I want to apply this templates on other projects. I see, continue to ask. For instance, somebody who have an agricultural project, I can identify initiate, stage, planning, execution, and closure. But some of the tasks in this template do not actually align with agricultural projects. Sorry.
Okay, okay, Andrew, this is an application, we call it a framework. You don't expect me to come and start developing template in all the projects in the world. All you need to understand is how to apply it. If you go to agricultural sector, you know what's happened in the agriculture, pre-farming, the cultivation of the land. So you need to understand what happened in the agriculture sector. If you're in the food industry, you know what is in the food industry, what the tax listed in the food industry. If it's in the wedding project, you know activities listed in the wedding project. So if you are a business analyst, you must understand the domain very well, what happened in that domain. So that is it. Understand the domain, you know what happened in that domain, what needs to be done, and you plan it. You break them down into stages.
Okay.
Are you getting my point? So the main thing is understand this framework. And if you understand the framework, you can apply it anywhere. So that's it. Like I said, when I use solution, when I use solution, I said that building a school can be a solution of poor educational system. It's a solution, but in a software, solution here is CRM system. If you go to agriculture, there's if you are trying to let's say control maybe the pest in a farm. Controlling pest in a farm is a project. So the kind of insecticide you want to apply is the solution. You need to do analysis to understand the kind of insecticide. Increasing increasing the food yield can be fertilizer. Fertilizer is a solution. Are you guys getting my point?
Yes.
So you must understand the problem you are solving, and then from there you can come up with all the activities. Saying agriculture is very, very wide. Narrow it down to specific project within the agriculture. For instance, if it's increasing the crop yield, if you say that the output of agriculture in Soka is poor, how do we solve this problem? We say we need to increase the fertility of the soil. We can use fertilizer, we can use compost manure and other things. These are solutions. If when you want to do solutions evaluation, we are not going to start listing CRM system. Then what we are going to list in this case is going to be type of fertilizer, compost manure, this. That is how you capture it, but you see the same framework you are going to use to do that. So that's it. And I think I need to join a class. They are really waiting for me in the data analysis class. That's why they are calling me. So the time for this class, we have exhausted our time. And if you have any other question, you need to put it on the timeline because we can't continue forever. And Ginika, you have to go and rewatch this movie, this video when it's uploaded, because I took my time to explain everything sequentially. So if you go there and watch it, you see how I added, how I create a resource table and I added item on the resource. So we are going to continue with critical parts analysis. We might revisit this again so that if you have any more this thing, we'll talk about it. And for those who are having issues getting different results from what I'm getting, I ask you, send it. I've not witnessed it before, but that doesn't mean it cannot happen. Let me know if it's from your setting or if there is an update or this and that. Let me know. I know there is an update. They even added AI in some of their listings. So let me know which version, where this is coming from. So that's it.
Okay. I think I've been able to resolve it.
Okay.
So, okay,
So how did you do that?
I removed the question marks on the days.
Okay. Were you the one before?
No, you know, I copied it from the document you sent. I copied from there to Project Libre. So when I pasted it, it was carrying that question mark.
So you would have said that earlier.
But mine is not having a question mark now, but it's still the same. So
okay.
I think there's something.
So then what you need to do is, did you copy as well? Eche, did you copy as well? Huh?
That's what I'm saying. I only copied the activity. I only copied the activity, but not duration. The duration I put it manually.
Okay. I will troubleshoot and you too troubleshoot. I will get back to and see if there is. I don't see, I've not noticed, I don't notice such situation before. Please, I'm sorry, we have to end the class. If you have more questions, keep it. We'll talk about it because I've exhausted my time with you guys tonight.
Thank you, Charles.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
Good night.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mr.
sir.
Trucks. Mr. Charles, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Charles.
All right. All right.